Alrighty. Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of From the Fourth Line. My name's Emma, and I'm joined as always by my lovely co-host Marcie.
Hello.
This is exciting. This is the big 6-0.
The big
Episode
Joseph
6.
Wall.
The big Joseph Wall. I was like, I I was gonna suggest maybe we wear our wool jerseys in celebration, but it is my phone is telling me 25. I bet you it feels hotter than that currently in
Ooh.
Ottawa. So I would prefer not sweating through
Mm,
everything. Yeah, it feels like 39. So
just the
yeah.
same.
Yeah. Luckily I'm in the basement, but and I did have my fan going in my room earlier, but I turned it off to record because I'm sure you guys would not like to hear fan noises in the background of the episode.
Oh, that'd
Um
be fun. It's just me, you, and the fan.
yeah. Um but it's all right. I'll survive,
You've got
maybe.
this.
Um, but I did go to a wedding though. The wedding that I feel like I've talked about it on this podcast
Mm,
multiple times before.
yeah.
My boyfriend's cousin's wedding. That was this weekend. I went to that, and I'm bringing it up because one, it's the first wedding I've ever been to, so that was fun, little
Woohoo.
life moment to check off the list, I guess. But also, it was really funny. So, my boyfriend's dad was the MC for the wedding, and he did a great job. Um, he doesn't listen to the show, but I'll compliment him anyways. Or he did
That's
a
well
great.
done there.
Oh, it was fantastic. It was great. But the one thing was like he was going around talking to everyone, making friends with everyone, as he does, right? And I guess at one point he had made friends with one of the groomsmen, who is a Boston fan. And he says to him, and this is what I've not been telling you, is he says to this Boston Bruins fan,
Oh no.
"Hey, my son's girlfriend is a big Toronto Maple Leafs fan, and she has a hockey podcast. You should go over and talk to her."
Stop.
So here I am talking to this groomsman who I've never met, right? I don't know any of the groomsmen. Um, and here I am talking to this groomsman who's a Boston fan, and he's like, you know what? I admire your loyalty because the thing is like most people from Ottawa will most like reasonable people. I'm not saying the people on the internet because no one on the internet is reasonable. But like
No.
when you meet someone in the wild who like, especially in Ottawa, who finds out you're a Leafs fan, they'll like be like, "Oh, why are you a Leafs fan?" And then you tell them, "Oh, because I'm from Toronto. I grew up there. Like I have no other choice to be a Leafs fan."
Mm.
They then feel really bad for you. Then there's a little bit of a, "Oh, I'm sorry. That sucks." Um,
Oh no.
like
It's like, ooh.
yeah, it's like a, "Oh, I'm sorry. I feel bad for you," kind of, a little bit of pity there. Like you were kind of forced into this situation that you had no choice over. But and then so that kind of what it shifted to when he found out that I'm from Toronto. He's like, "Oh, that sucks. Admire the loyalty though." And I was like, "Yeah, he's like," and then he goes a little bit, "It kind of sucks that we lost too." And I was like, "Well, I do think you guys had like a pretty good team this year." And I didn't know what else to compliment, so I went, "Really like your goaltending." And he was like, "Yeah, no, they're pretty good." And I was like, "Yeah." And that was like basically the end of the conversation. But
Oof. Goalie lovers out in full force.
yeah. Also as well, but I did tell you that was the story I hadn't told Marcie, but no one is a bigger champion for the podcast and a bigger promoter for it than my boyfriend's dad, who will tell anyone and everyone. Like, "Oh, you like hockey? Well, my son's girlfriend." That is him for you.
Oh,
But
what an icon.
what an icon. Yeah. Making friends with anyone and promoting from the fourth line.
Our biggest fan.
Our biggest fan. But um also as well, when after the ceremony when the bride and groom walked back down the aisle, they played Make My Dreams Come True. And me and Simon looked at each other and just gave each other the same look of, you've got to be shitting me. And we started laughing, and people probably thought we were crazy, but it was like, neither the bride and groom are Leafs fans. Like, neither of them are Leafs fans. So it's just, but it's like one of those things where it's like, of course, right?
Yeah.
I'm at a wedding and they play the Leafs' old goal song.
It's all about the Leafs.
It's all about the Leafs, baby. But yeah, no, the wedding was really fun. It was really nice. It was really beautiful. I also got to bust out my skills of doing Cotton Eye Joe in heels.
Ooh.
Yeah. Impressed Simon with that one. I think he was impressed that I knew it in general. Like, not even that I was able to do it in heels, but just that I, like, knew it in general. But
as someone who has worn heels exactly once, I'm impressed because I did not enjoy wearing the heels.
They weren't, like, that tall heels. They were only, like, 2 inches. Plus them. Like, they were little, like, and they were blocks, too. So it wasn't like I was, like, doing it in, like, 5-inch stilettos, but...
No, you're saving that for our wedding.
And people on the internet think we're dating. This is why.
I wonder why.
It's because you say stuff like this before the show. Marcie goes, "Oh yeah, no, she likes my leg."
Yeah. Yeah. You're not 2 podcast hosts if you're not, like, just an old married couple 24/7.
Are you talking about From the Fourth Line or 32 Thoughts? Who knows?
Find out next week.
Find out next week. When we become 32 Thoughts. With that being said, I don't know where you want to start. If you want to start with actual hockey, another coach getting fired, or PWHL stuff.
I feel like we could start with actual hockey and then just slowly
descend into
spiral.
madness.
Yep.
Sure. Oh, I dropped my pen on the floor. Anyways, yeah. Okay, we'll start with game 3. I don't have many notes on game 3 except for Edmonton loses game 3. Stop going low blocker on Bobrovsky.
Ryan McLeod scored.
Ryan McLeod did score game 3.
Huge day for him.
Huge day for him. Was that the only goal? Like, he scored the only Edmonton goal that game? Because it was, what, 4-1?
I thought it was 4-3.
It got close. Oh, it was 4-3. I forgot they came back.
Yeah, because it was closer.
I forgot about that. See, all of the games started, like, the first 3 games just started merging together. I felt like I was just, like, in some weird, like, Groundhog Day type thing where I was, like, sitting down on my couch. All right, hockey. Oh, Edmonton again.
Stuck in a never-ending cycle.
Never-ending cycle.
But at least it was a closer game.
At least it was a closer game.
To sort themselves out.
Yeah. I feel like I don't have much to add except for, like, from this game.
I feel like it was relatively, like, uneventful. Just sort of like, yeah, it was a game. The Oilers lost. Wasn't as bad as before. But
yeah.
Game 4 though, am I right?
Game 4, that's what I wanted to talk about. That's, like, the big one. The one that I was like, oh, we're gonna spend so much of our time here, because Game 4. I think I've been saying what for the past two podcast episodes where we've been talking about Edmonton Oilers games.
Mm,
You have to stop shooting low blocker on Bobrovsky.
yep.
You can't do that. What do they do on their first actual like real shot attempt where it's what 2-on-1 with Leafs legend Connor Brown and is it and Matthias Janmark is what do they do? Matthias Janmark shoots high.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought? First 2-on-1.
And that is proof that the entire Edmonton Oilers team listens from the fourth line.
Specifically just Matthias Janmark and maybe Connor Brown.
Yep. Our biggest fans, what can we say?
Leafs legend Connor Brown. And Sens legend. Because if I don't mention that he's a Sens legend, Simon will get mad at me and be like, what do you forgot he's a Sens legend?
Oh, Simon.
But yeah, it very quickly started to feel like I was watching a murder take place on Hockey Night in Canada. When they pulled Bobrovsky halfway through the second. And
it's just ouch.
Yeah. At that point, though, like he had let in 5 goals on 16 shots, which if you want to know the save percentage on that, it is a .688.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, Bob is right.
Ooh.
And I think like part of that is, and I have this down, and I was saying it to not anyone who would listen, but I was saying this yesterday to people I was talking to the game about, that Edmonton just like was playing their game from the regular season. Like they were playing the game that they were built to play, right? Which is just fast, aggressive, like always making sure they're on the rush, and they did that, and obviously you saw it worked.
Yeah.
Now, do I think they can do it 3 more times without losing? We'll see. I mean, their record in the regular season seems pretty good.
Yeah.
After losing 3 straight. I don't know if you saw that fun little graphic that they showed that was a Sportsnet graphic, so I don't know if you did.
I don't think I did, mostly because I was gonna watch the game.
And then you didn't?
But then I got back from Taylor Swift at 2 a.m. ate 4 onion bhajis and downed 2 liters of water and then just like passed out.
Yeah.
I was gonna watch it.
You had some good songs for Taylor Swift, which is something we didn't talk about.
No. I didn't.
You and Cal taking stalker pictures of each other across the stadium. Okay, mostly it was Cal.
It was oh,
It
was so funny.
But yeah, so I just like it felt like it felt like a different game from Edmonton, which I think some people were saying, oh, it's a gentleman's sweep, whatever, like then they win it on home ice and they'll come back, whatever, but like if Edmonton wins tomorrow, does it change the series? Just a question I'm throwing out there. Like, I'm not saying that like I'm like gonna be like, oh yeah, no, like Oilers are gonna come back and they're gonna reverse sweep, whatever, but like, does it change the series if Edmonton wins tomorrow? Because then what, you're coming then back to Edmonton. Like, think of this from the Florida Panthers perspective. Okay, you're whatever, 1 win away, whatever. Edmonton, it's a blowout in Edmonton, whatever, you're still up. Now you have a chance to win it at home. You come back, whatever. But you lose game 5 on home ice. And then you have to go back to Edmonton to play in a very difficult arena to play. Like even in the regular season, Rogers Place is a hard place to play.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's like, if it hits 3-2, you start to panic a little bit.
Yeah, you start to maybe second guess it. And
like, you don't have the 3-game lead.
Yeah.
It's then there's 1 game and they've tied it.
Like, you can't, allow yourself, I don't think that they'll necessarily start thinking that game, but like, you don't know.
You never know.
You never know. Who's to say? I could be like totally wrong now, and like people could, come back to this and be like, you were wrong. Like, lol, sucks to be.
No, because it's like losing 8-1 after winning 3 straight. Ouch.
Yeah.
That's like really bad.
And I saw people saying like, oh, Florida just gave up at the end, that's why they lost that way. Not necessarily, like maybe, but they still were like being annoying. Right? Like it's they were still being annoying and like being Florida in like the way that we know them to be Florida. Outside of being like a really good hockey team, they were just being dicks. So I don't know. It's something to think about for sure. I mean, whatever, maybe tomorrow Florida wins the Stanley Cup and this conversation is all for nothing and Edmonton's forced to, reevaluate and do it again next year. I do think though, like, even if Edmonton doesn't win though, they now, I think, know what they need. Right? Yeah. Which I guess you could say, well, that's what they knew they needed all season, but like now they can take this off season to like address the issues that need to be addressed. One of them is goaltending. Stuart Skinner has been pretty good in the playoff. Like, he's not your worst option. And I mean this in no ill offense to Stuart Skinner, but you need an actual true NHL starting goaltender.
Jack Campbell.
Just because he's getting paid NHL starting goaltender money does not mean he's an NHL starting goaltender. Currently, right now.
They could do it for me, though. Do they not know how much I love him? Jack Campbell, you are my starting goalie. You're so sick of me.
Yeah, I am.
You heard it here first, guys. Emma is ending the podcast because she hates me.
No, okay, well, no. But yeah, like there is, some free agent concerns. I'm sitting here looking at Oilers cap friendly. Still using cap. I just like the way the grid looks, okay? I'll switch to Puckpedia eventually.
We've got a few more weeks.
I got a few more weeks. Brian
McLeod scored again.
Yeah, right. Yes. What I do, so sorry. It's just there's in the forward group, like Dylan Holloway, I thought he was older than 22, will admit. Sorry, Dylan. He's an RFA. That's an easy signing, I would think.
Oh yeah.
Right? For Ken Holland. Connor Brown, UFA, Sam Carrick, UFA, Warren Fogle, UFA, Sam Gagne, UFA. Adam Henrique. I think you keep Adam Henrique. I think if he wants to stay in Edmonton, you keep him.
Yeah.
He was a good acquisition from the Ducks at the deadline.
Mm. Keep him around.
Yeah, Matthias Janmark, and then Corey Perry, who I think, you know what, you let Corey Perry die. No, like, like retire. You let him retire. He's
There comes a
39.
time. There comes a
He's
time.
he's 39. Okay.
Sometimes you just gotta let him go.
And then on the blue line, Philip Broberg, RFA, Vincent Deschanel, and Troy Stetcher. So they're not huge key pieces of your blue line.
Mm.
But definitely, I do think the blue line is something that has to get addressed. Like, it's passable, but like, address it.
Yeah.
And then in net, obviously, like, you still, like, Calvin Pickett's the only free agent there. And I keep forgetting Stuart Skinner is 25. Why do I think he's 27? You know what? It's the mustache and the fact that that man is a dad.
Mm.
He has children, or he has at least one.
Yeah, and I think being on the Oilers just ages you.
Yeah, Connor McDavid's biological clock.
Every single player just has biological clock. Every single player just has that look of I've witnessed the horrors of 3 lifetimes this season alone.
Yeah. But like I do think that like even if Edmonton loses, like I think they have the bones there and like
Mm.
the ability to come back next season and be scary good.
Oh yeah,
Like if
they've got a
we
little shuffling to do, and then like
I would love to see the math on this. Is maybe math I should have done before we started recording. Now that we're sitting here talking in depth about the Edmonton Oilers, but I want to see like their pace if you took out the first part of their season. Like once they turned their season around mid-November, right? When everyone thought, "Oh, this is like Edmonton Oilers aren't going to make the playoffs this year." And then, they fire Woodcroft and they hire Chris Knobloch, and I would love to see like from that moment because I think that basically was when they started winning again, was when they hired Chris Knobloch, right?
yeah.
It was like that was when it turned all around. I would love
Mm.
to see then their season pace if you
Oh
started
yeah.
the season there and then did 82 games.
Mm.
I
'Cause
would love
like
I feel like that's something someone has put together. I just don't know where to look for that stat and I don't want to do it myself. So if someone wants to do it for me, that'd be great.
that'd be great. That'd be so
Because I
nice of
feel
you.
like they would be hold on. I want to find the standings. Um they were second in the Pacific, right?
Mm.
They were only 5 points back of the Canucks.
Oh wow.
If you take out what was it? They lost like 13 games or like how many games did they win at the start?
Mm.
They could have easily, well, if anything, they kept the pace that they had, they would have easily caught up to the Canucks.
Oh yeah.
If and potentially, I don't know, Stars finished the season with 113 points.
Mm.
So could you have beat the Edmonton, could you have like what the which could you have gotten picked up 9 points in a month and a half? Yes.
Mm.
We've seen teams do that in 2 weeks.
Yeah. I don't
So
know. I think
I
I am
like
excited no matter what happens.
yeah.
I'm excited to see what happens with the Oilers next year.
Yeah,
Because
because
like
I think this is a trend, we keep seeing, and I was talking to this to someone who was like, like we see a lot of like the team who loses in the Stanley Cup final goes on to win the cup the next year. And we've seen it time and time again. We saw it with Pittsburgh in 09, right? They lost in 08, won in 09. We've
yeah.
seen it with well, Kings and Chicago went back and forth for years. I know they're two different divisions, but they did their whatever. Boston has done it, I believe, as well. What else am I going with? Um, Lightning have done it, like, so Florida now maybe has the opportunity to do it.
The
So
potential is there.
the potential is there.
But no, I think
Colorado did it. Who was 20? No, because that was Montreal. Never mind. My apologies. But like, so
who knows?
who knows? Yeah. What else do I have here? Oh, yes. Brady Tkachuk and Sarah Nurse were at Rogers Place. They were both there watching the game. They both were interviewed on Sportsnet on the broadcast. Brady Tkachuk said he said that that's the only game this season. Like that's the last game of the season he's watching. And then you like imagine you saying that on live TV, and then your brother's team, who you're there to watch, gets absolutely dicked.
Ouch. Oh, that raw.
Yeah. And then Sarah Nurse was there. And you know, she was great. She seemed to be having a blast.
Yeah,
She looks great as always.
as always. This is where it's like Sarah Nurse really is just the key to success.
They should have let her strap her skates on and send her out there.
Yeah, honestly, why not? Do it.
Well, I did suggest we send Brady Tkachuk and Sarah Nurse out there at intermission and have them do a little skills competition.
That would have been everything.
That tweet is still getting likes. It's been like 2 days.
Is it?
Yeah, it's still getting likes.
I need to
Hit
like it.
tweet. I think you didn't.
I don't know.
But yeah, so that's all I have on Edmonton Oilers, and Florida Panthers. Coaching changes.
Coaching changes.
Leafs fired Guy Boucher. That was the way I was texting you. You would have thought that like something drastic has happened. Like it was pretty big news, but it was like I was texting you, and then I was also like asking Kat at the same time, like, do you know Morse code? Can you flash a message with your flashlight on your phone across the stadium to Marcie?
And then he got the pictures of me reading the news.
Yeah. That's the best part, is that we have pictures of Marcie reacting to my text messages that are just me going, they did it, they fired Guy Boucher.
And I was just, I had to explain that to my friends I was sat with. Because I was like sat there, I was like, oh my god. And then they were like, what's happened? Like they were thinking something really bad had happened, and I'm like, no, this is good news. This
is
good
really
news.
good news. Yeah. So for those who don't know, Guy Boucher was in charge of the power play of the Leafs this past season, and it was garbage.
It was. I think I could have done a better job.
I could have done a better job, because what I would have done is I would have been like, "Hey, most of you guys were here when Sam Carberry ran this power play. Do the same thing he was telling you then. For those who are new, have someone explain it to you." That's what I would have done. I would have been like, "Hey, look, we had a really great power play last year. Do the exact same thing that you were doing last year. And if you weren't here, we'll just have someone explained it to you." Honestly, that's what I would have done. But yeah, so that's finally over. We don't know who's going to be named who's going to be named in his replacement. Savard's name has been
Me.
Jesus. Um, We don't know who's going to be named in replacement. Savard's name's been thrown around a little bit, but who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? That's yet to be announced, but yeah, that was a fun little Leafs PR tweet to get um Saturday.
It was a fun text message to get.
Well, because I DM'd it to you and you didn't answer, and I was like, okay, well, I'll text you. And honestly, if you hadn't answered, if you'd answered, like, if you not answered when you did, I probably would have given you about 2 more minutes, and then I would have started FaceTiming you.
Oh no, it's because I was on Do Not Disturb
Oh,
because I was sat and I'm like, I don't want to like just get loads of notifications, and I also don't want to miss them if I'm sat there freaking out about Taylor Swift. So I was like, I just keep my phone in Do Not Disturb so then I can scroll through them all afterwards. Which, by the way, guys, Taylor Swift is real. And she's so sparkly.
yeah.
She
Yeah.
sparkled Sean. She's
Marcie
incredible.
And Cal got to go see Taylor Swift in Liverpool, and I was very, very upset about it.
Well, you know what? Maybe you should have been here and then you could have gone.
Sorry, I had school and a wedding to go to.
I mean, this sucks to this sucks to suck. I'm sorry, that was mean. I'm sorry.
Okay.
We'll have our own Taylor Swift concert one day.
Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. Great. I don't know. That's enough about Guy Boucher. I don't know. He absolutely sewered the Leafs power play this year, so me and him have like deep personal beef.
It was just every time the power play went out, it was like watching someone kick like a sick puppy.
Yeah. Speaking of Leafs assistant coaches, the Jets hired Dean Chenoweth, who was just fired from the Leafs like a week ago.
Hmm.
So, you know what?
Employed error.
Didn't miss an NHL paycheck. Good for him.
But no, that's good for him.
Good for him. Yeah, and some other coaching news. We've hit what? What have we hit? Is this our what, 20? No, we haven't hit 20 yet.
A lot.
We have the number in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Just another head coach got fired. No biggie.
Oh.
This one is Columbus Blue Jackets again.
Oh my god.
Fired Pascal Vincent, who I think it's Vince. Is it Pascal Vincent or is it Pascal Vincent? Where's this man from?
I don't know. Which is quite bad of me.
He is from he's from Laval, so it's Pascal Vincent. That is a Quebecois man.
Yep. Through and through.
He took over after Mike Babcock was fired before this past season for many things. Why
Yeah.
why am I just knowing what Pascal Vincent looks like? Because like he's kind of he's only 5'11". Are you looking up a picture of him?
I mean, he's bald.
Okay, but like with hair.
If you gave him hair, yeah.
Like I'm sure this guy has like a headshot of him from when he was playing.
I'm having a look. I'm having a nosy.
He played in
Just on what?
ECHL. He's got to have a job. Oh, he played even in the Q as well. So like
I'm just getting a lot of bald pictures.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, obviously, he was not the Columbus Blue Jackets' first choice for head coach this
No.
season, and they had to make do what they did. In kind of it was pretty last minute
Mm,
um to find a replacement. So I'm sure now they can find a replacement that they want, and obviously also as well, Don Waddell is, they have a new GM and Don Waddell. So I just feel bad because like he was kind of thrown into a pretty bad situation where it was like, oh yeah, the other guy, we've had to fire him because he was a dick, which we knew when we hired him, but we still hired him anyways. Shocker, wow. So like, can you take over? Here's this really bad team. Good
yeah.
luck.
Yeah, they kind of just they threw him in the deep end.
They threw him in the deep end. Like, I don't
Like,
blame him for not doing it, like the team not performing well this season. Like, it can't be performance based because like he was given a bad situation.
mm,
He was given a team that was not very good, and then your new like star kid who's supposed to, be the new face of the franchise and is, your second overall pick and everything, and in Adam Fantilli gets hurt and has to
mm,
miss the last half of the season,
yeah. It's I think he did a good job with what he had,
which was not a lot. He was not
which
given
was
a
not a
lot.
lot.
Also, especially because then you lose Patrick Laine for the second half of the season as
Yeah.
well for mental health reasons. So you're stuck with what? Boone Jenner and
A dream.
goalie who tried to fight Tom Wilson, Elvis Merzlikins.
Oh, what
I
an
I
icon.
don't because like well, oh, also you have Cole Cylinder, I guess,
Yeah.
and um the one who was Owen Power's roommate, Kent Johnson.
Owen Power's roommate. That's gonna be on the back of his jersey next season.
But like, so like I don't blame it. Like it's one of those things where it's like Columbus hasn't really, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, man, I wish I had your farm system. Do I? I don't know. I like, maybe I just want Adam Fantilli on my team.
Yeah.
I don't really know their farm system that well.
No.
Because like I will admit, Columbus was like the team that I like kind of would sometimes forget about.
Yeah, I think the thing is, it's like with like the Sharks and like watching them be bad.
They've got
At
cooler
least they're
jersey. That's the thing. Is the
entertaining.
Sharks have cooler jerseys.
Yeah, like at least the Sharks were like entertainingly bad. Watching Columbus be bad was just it was just painful.
Yeah. Well, also as well, like I'm looking here. Oh, I forgot they have like a bunch of old UMich guys.
Mm.
Shocker. Oh, even Ken Johnson was hurt to end the
No.
season. Oh no. Oh no.
Oh,
And
this
I
poor
forgot they had
team.
well I forgot about Zach Rowinski.
Oh yeah,
Forgot
he
about
exists.
I'm sorry. Apologies to Zach Rowinski. I only know him as Austin Matthews' friend.
Yeah, that's what happens when you play in Columbus.
I I only know him as oh, this is so bad. Um oh well they did get I they and you know what? Actually, I forgot. They did have one bright spot of the second half of the season. They had Alex Nylander's Linsanity run
They
where
did
he was outscoring where he was outscoring William Nylander.
that. What a time to be alive.
That it was like 2 weeks where he was getting like he was having like multi-goal games and
Yeah.
William was like just not scoring, and we were like, what is going on?
It's proof that only one Nylander can have talent at a time.
Yeah,
Well,
but like
not have
no
talent because
apology.
they're both good. But like only one Nylander brother can consistently score at once.
It was like a Alex Nylander like Linsanity run.
Mm, I miss that time. Bring it back. But no, it'll be interesting to see what happens with the Blue Jackets. See where they go with it.
Yeah, because you have a new GM and you have quite a few like you have some interesting choices to make coming up in terms of some RFAs and things like
Mm.
that. What's a G6 UFA? Oh,
Mm.
did not accrue the required games by the age of 25. That's what that means. Oh,
Oh,
didn't know that.
you learn something new every day.
Boone Jenner's only getting paid $3.75 million. What?
What? Um, that's crazy.
He's getting paid less than Erica Branson.
Give this man more money.
Dude broke his jaw this year.
Oh my.
Anyways, every time I feel like I just need to look at more like NHL teams like cat friendly pages. Well, not cat, I guess Puckpedia soon. Like, I'm still gonna say cat friendly, and it's gonna be like not cat friendly that I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's.
Because I'm just gonna I every time we do this and I like pull up a team, I get surprised every single time. Um, yeah, I don't know if you want to do what do we want to do? I guess we can talk PWHL.
Yeah, let's talk PWHL.
Um, so first off the bat, I don't know where I want to start with this.
Mm,
I'm trying to decide.
yeah, it's a fun one.
I guess we can start here with this just quickly. Sophia Kunin announced her retirement from hockey
Mm,
after winning PWHL championship with Minnesota. She's um yeah. So see what's next with her for her. Cool to go out on top, I mean.
yeah, she had a. She ended on a good note,
Went
which
out
is
on a
like
high.
that's just what you want. Like
Yeah.
if you're gonna retire, you want to end it on like a good. You want a good ending to it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So anyways, also that as well, Britta Curl, who was selected second in the ninth overall in the second round of the PWHL draft last week, released a video apology on I think it was all social media. I saw it on Twitter. Did she
Yeah,
also post it to her
I
Instagram?
I also saw it on Instagram. I don't know if it was on her Instagram, but I saw it on
Okay.
Instagram.
I saw it. She posted it to her Twitter.
Mm. I
So
think it
that's
was
where I saw
reposted
it.
to Instagram on a different account.
Oh, okay. So she posted a video apology on social media, um, basically just apologizing for. I don't really know what she was apologizing for. I think we were meant to take it as her apologizing for uh, some homophobic, transphobic, racist tweets that she's liked in the past on Twitter.
What is
But
the transphobic tweet
she
that she
never.
made?
Oh yes, and also one transphobic tweet that she made as well.
Mm.
Um,
I
but
have I have
I think that's what
thoughts
her
on
apology
this.
was meant to be for, but she
Yeah,
never explicitly said what she was
no,
apologizing for in her
and
apology. She just said, I am sorry for the pain I've caused, but she never specified what pain she caused.
yeah, and then it's like I have many thoughts, feelings, and opinions on this. And my main one is it's I mean, it's good that an apology was made. However, I
Oh, it was awful. It was a bad apology.
yeah, it was a bad apology. And it's also I hate when people only apologize after they've been like called out for something.
Called
I would
out,
like if you are truly if you truly have changed and you truly regret stuff you've done in the past, you will hold yourself accountable like without like other people being like, yeah, this was a dick move. And it's like
especially
if you're truly sorry for something, you will hold yourself accountable and apologize because you have changed, not because you're sorry you got caught.
yeah, because it was like a thing where it's like, in the like leading up to the PWHL draft, because when she declared, right? Because you have to declare for the draft.
Mm,
Leading up to the draft, people knew these tweets of hers existed,
yeah.
right? Like she wasn't, I don't want to say necessarily hiding them. No, she wasn't hiding them. Likes were public, she was making them herself, but it was like you would have to know that like people knew
Mm,
this, right? Because there were tweets leading up to the draft, and then she got drafted, and then it really, I think it was a compound of everything going on in the front office with Minnesota as well, like at the same time, that sort of compounded into this like bigger issue that then made it much more visible, then leading to our apology, which like do it before the draft.
yeah. It's
If
like
you really are sorry, what is the difference a week is going to like?
mm, yeah, and I think I'm just it's not that I don't care that she's apologized, but I'm not believing any of it until she actually backs it up with changed behavior.
Which will we know the change behavior because likes on Twitter are private now?
No. But I want to like I want to see her
But yeah,
physically do something. Like
there could be community events or something
yeah,
like that where she can, yeah, definitely. There is that opportunity for her also as well. But I will say, the one thing that really this is like it was a acceptable it was an acceptable apology. It was whatever. It was a very nothingness, very PR spewed
mm,
apology where I was like, okay, you're reading off of a script, not only because she kept looking to a one spot like off screen throughout the entire
yeah.
thing, but also like it was a very PR written apology.
Oh, massively.
The one thing I have written down here in quotes, lifestyles. She said lifestyles, and as soon as she
Mhm.
said that, I immediately was like, I don't give a shit what you have to say.
Yeah, it's like oh, lifestyle. You've not changed.
Yeah. She said lifestyles, and immediately I was like, and there we go. All right.
You've
No
just
long,
shot yourself in the foot.
yeah, yeah. Because I
Like
don't know
the
what
day.
it is, where it's like something about lifestyles where I'm like, just that term being used in association with the LGBTQ community, I'm immediately like, okay, you could just call me a slur instead.
Yeah, like I think I'd rather.
I'd rather you call me a slur than say
Yeah,
lifestyle.
it's like
Because
oh yeah,
it's,
these different lifestyles, and I'm like, you you think I chose? You think I chose this? Like, is it a lifestyle or is it just how I am?
yeah.
Like, and it's like I'm so sorry that we're all so hot and sexy and you're not, but like, you don't have to be an arsehole about it.
Yeah, it just, like, it was something where I just, and I think then also as well, and maybe this is just like where I totally checked out of Twitter for the weekend, kind of. I say kind
Mm.
of because I was not like not on Twitter, but like I see a post like that and I knew immediately to not check the replies on it.
Oh no,
You
avoided
know,
them like the plague.
I saw then people quote tweeting it, like, people that I very much respect on the internet, quote tweeting it with very valid sentiments. on their feelings about the apology that were very valid and very true and reflected what I felt as well. And I knew also to not look at the replies there.
Yeah. Because it's fucking grim.
It's like one of these things where it's like genuinely, like, I don't understand how so many people can think that way. And maybe it's because I am very, very lucky that my version of a sheltered real life, like of people I interact with in real life, out and when I'm out and about is like sheltered in the way of like none of the people I know are openly like are homophobic. I don't even want to say openly, like are not homophobic. Like, my family is not, my friends are not,
Yeah.
the people I see and interact with like at work or at school. Like I don't like run into people who are so vividly like visual with their hatred.
Yeah.
So then to see it in the internet like that, where it's like the internet is a place where like it's easy to associate it back to you. You may think it's not. Oh, it very much is. If people tried hard enough,
Yeah.
they could find like, right?
Yeah, it's a shitty situation.
Yeah, it just sucks because I see these people, I'm like, do you actually like genuinely do you feel this way, or have you been so rotted by like the internet and the cycle of algorithms and how it works that you think you believe this?
Yeah. Like,
So maybe I am very naive in thinking that the world is a much better place than it actually is. But,
yeah. There's good and there's bad, and sometimes, a lot of the time, there's no avoiding the bad.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. But no. In conclusion, Britta Curl, do something that's not homophobic, please.
Yes.
But no. It was, I think when I sat and watched it for the first time, my jaw was on the floor.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
You
bad.
Yeah. Because you sent it to me. It was Friday. Oh, I was at the wedding when you sent it to me. Because it was posted at 8:17 on a Friday night. Whoop-de-doo, big time. Yeah. But so I was at the wedding when you sent this to me, and I did say I said I watched it later, and I think I watched it when I got home after the wedding, and I was like still half drunk, and I still was sitting here like, jeez. Yeah, because then PWHL and PWHL Minnesota released like
the statement
20 minutes later. This statement came out 20 minutes later. This statement, okay, on purpose. This was all coordinated. This was all coordinated. And this is where my little communications brain goes, this was all coordinated. And maybe I sound like crazy tinfoil hat with this because it was all coordinated, because it was matching statements posted to the PWHL and to PWHL, like the official PWHL, like league social media, and then also to PWHL Minnesota's social media at the same time, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry. Okay, so it was like PWHL, now PWHL, the league, was first. They were about 10 minutes after Britta Curl posted her apology video. apology video. We're talking like this is a YouTuber in 2017. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, apology video.
Hey, there was no tears in this
At least you didn't like whip out a ukulele or anything.
Could you
I'm
imagine
sorry
if
for
you
being
burst into
homophobic.
toxic gossip chat rolling through the station?
We spend too much time on the internet.
Absolutely, we do. Hey, okay, in our defense, I think this one made it mainstream enough. But yeah, so anyways, PWHL and PWHL Minnesota released matching statements 10 minutes apart. PWHL's statement coming 10 minutes after Britain, so, which means it all was coordinated.
Oh,
It
yeah.
means it was all organized because PWHL, anyways, the statement that the league and PWHL Minnesota released: to our incredible and passionate fans, you made the inaugural season of PWHL one to remember. Thank you for bringing your passion every game and making each one feel like a celebration. Our commitment remains steadfast to build an inclusive league that develops, supports, and elevates the best women's hockey players in the world while fostering a safe and welcoming environment for our growing, diverse, and devoted fan base. As we approach the next season, we are looking forward to sharing more about all that we're doing to foster an inclusive environment. We appreciate you being on this journey with us.
Nothing creates an inclusive environment quite like drafting a transphobe.
Nothing creates an inclusive environment like making it seem like in order to play in the league, you're the player who is very controversial has to release a video statement that you then back up with a statement of your own. Like, I'm not dumb. We're not dumb. We're not stupid people.
No.
We can see through bullshit.
It...
Sometimes we say stupid things on this show, but we are not stupid people.
Exactly. We have stupid thoughts, not stupid brains.
And I just think like I don't know, there was something about it being the same statement, and this all loops back to the fact of like when you have a league that is also the ownership group for all of the teams in like it feels very minor hockey to me. And also at the same time, it allows for these things to happen that would not happen. Like you would not see this happen in the NHL. Well, first of all, if a player is it does not fucking matter if a player is homophobic in the NHL. Who gives a crap? Certainly not Gary Bettman.
Yeah.
But like you wouldn't see this in the way of like having like you wouldn't see this like in the way of like, okay, well, a team releases a league releases a statement before the team, but it's the same matching statement.
Yeah.
Like like you wouldn't see this at all.
No.
And like this is where I loop back to the same discussion that we had last episode where I was like, I understand the point of having a league that's just starting out that in order to guarantee financial backing and guarantee financial support and that teams won't run out of money is you have it all under one ownership group, but like there is no separation between essentially church and state.
No. Like it's yeah.
And could I then go full tinfoil hat and go, this is why like the reffing was inconsistent and why we felt like we didn't get an answer on certain calls and decisions that got made? Absolutely. Because, but, and I think, part of it is, I think the setup and like launch of this league was rushed. And I've said this since day one.
Oh yeah.
It just was too quick. And I understand you wanted to be able to play this season and you promised the players that you would play this season, but like, you also have to be realistic on what you can accomplish. And there's so many things about this season that just felt amateur. in ways that previous professional women's leagues did not. And those are leagues that were where the teams were mostly dictated, where players had their day jobs.
Mm.
Right?
Yeah. It's just, it annoys me how rushed it was.
And
Because
I
it's
want, yeah. Like, I
they've
want
been,
this league to succeed because I want to see professional women's hockey get played on a large stage, right?
yeah.
I want women's hockey to be a piece of conversation more than just um more than just for every 4 years when the Olympics roll around,
Mm.
right? And in mainstream sports news. And PWHL allowed that, but I still want it to be done right.
Yeah.
I still want it to be done in a way that makes sense, that makes it feel like a real professional hockey league. And yes, maybe okay, we have high standards because our standards are the NHL in North America at least, right? Where it's like this is the pinnacle. Look at how at some times, even though, there are times where it does not feel like that. Look at
Mm.
how this is like a very professional, well organized, well thought out league from the surface, right?
Yeah.
There's issues with the NHL, we know this, and I'm not ignoring that fact. But like when it's like you want a North American professional women's hockey league, and I have and I don't want to mean this as like an insult to the Elite Ice Hockey League, but like if the UK can do pro hockey better than you can,
Yeah.
if Australia can do pro hockey
If New
better than you,
Zealand can
if
do
New
pro.
Zealand can do pro hockey better than you can in terms of
Ooh,
organization and making things seem well thought out and well processed and well put together and well run,
go.
there's issues. You have very obvious issues that need to
Mm.
be solved.
Like, especially, like, you've got all this money being put into it, and you still can't do it properly.
Like that's you have all these major partners, like
Mm.
sponsor partners. You have Canadian Tire, you have Molson, you have Air Canada, which I'm just listing off the Canadian ones, but like those are still really big sponsors. You have Barbie, which is a huge international
Mm.
brand. And even especially this year, more so than in years past,
Mm.
right? Make a movie, everyone's like, "Whoa," right? And
It's
it feels like you're working with nothing. And it's like, but you're not working with nothing. Like they have this thing of like, guys, we're working with nothing. We're really trying our best. We just don't have a lot of resources. But you do, because then the next week you go and you announce this major partnership deal with Bauer.
Hmm.
And so it's like, okay, well, you're working with one of the like a very like one of the biggest like brands of hockey equipment,
Mm.
right? It's like Bauer, CCM, and Warrior. Like that's your options, right?
Yeah.
And
It's
you're then still dropping the ball.
it's it's just frustrating.
It's frustrating when it's like I have like where I'm like really happy that I have like guy friends of mine who really like are big hockey fans and they watch PWHL games and they're like, yeah, this is great. I love watching PWHL games. Like they're really fun, they're really exciting. Just wish the reffing was more consistent.
Mm.
And I'm like, because they're like, because it's like it sucks because the reffing's not consistent. And I'm like, to the point where it's like frustrating to watch a game. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know how to explain it to you either. Like, yeah, I know we complain about reffing being like inconsistent in the NHL, but like at least, it makes sense most of the time.
Yeah, it's I yeah, I don't even have words for it anymore. I'm just consistency and proper organization and not being rushed is all we ask.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if what kind of really like irks me about it all is if this was a men's league that was being set up, a professional men's league, it would not have been this rushed and it would have had a lot more structure and it wouldn't have been like, you know what I mean?
They would have been able to have their cup day because it wouldn't have been sent back to Tiffany's to get its beer stains cleaned out.
Yeah, yeah. It wouldn't have been. I don't want to say that it wouldn't have been as much of a letdown, but like because the Peter Witchell has not been a letdown, but I think the way that it was set up and the way that like certain things are done, it wouldn't have happened had it been a men's league,
Yeah.
which is yeah.
It's frustrating. Yeah, moving on. I have one more thing. Fun thing to talk
Something
about.
like
Anaheim posted a teaser for their new redesigned logo that they're bringing to their jerseys next season. I believe, right? Is when we discussed it was next season.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, they also totally wiped their mascot Wild Wings Instagram in a very, very like Taylor Swift like reputation-esque way.
You see, my question is this the Rep TV announcement we've all been waiting for?
Using Wild Wings, the mascot of the Anaheim Ducks
Yeah,
Instagram page.
we just
There
get a
will be
photo.
no explanation, only reputation.
Wild Wing supports
Dun,
Taylor Swift on
dun.
her next world tour.
We know the Eras tour is ending in December, but
Just saying, putting it out there.
I will say the color hot, the logo teaser hot. Hot sexy logos have returned. We're back to the NHL of the 90s.
Back how it should be.
Hopefully, back to the NHL of the 90s without all the head trauma and concussions, but
Yeah, well, we can leave that in the 90s.
just the hot sexy logos part of 90s hockey.
We'll have that back.
Um yeah. Uh I don't know what else to say. I think it looks great. I think from the teaser it looks great.
Yeah,
I'm
it
really
looks
excited for
good.
it.
I can't wait.
Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah.
It's gonna be so good.
I just love that color. That color's it's that really bright orange.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And the gold, they have the gold, like the gold thread in there too, like the metallic.
Mm. I'm so excited.
So excited. I'm really excited for it too.
Sexy
Um,
jerseys are back. Oh, I think I'm just gonna be glad to see the back of these ones.
yeah. Um, that being said,
With that being said,
I don't know if you have anything else to add. That was my, with that being said, I don't know.
I don't.
No?
No.
Nothing?
Now you're making me feel like I should. Oh, you sent me something.
I did send you something. You don't have to, like, read it out loud. It was just something I found
Oh,
funny.
I feel like I should have
Um,
something to say and I don't.
yeah, no. Oh, actually, no, this is what I do have to say. I'm gonna do a little bit of promo, but not for myself. For Toronto Blue Jays second baseman Davis Schneider. I think everyone who listens to this podcast should go and vote Davis Schneider into the MLB All-Star Game. And here's why. One, he has a mustache, and you guys like that. Two, he is roommates with two of his teammates, and they play Catan together, and they don't go out very often, and they are just three best friends, three guys who, live in an apartment together and play Catan. Also, his sister and dad are on Twitter, and they're very funny and keep posting very cute baby pictures of him on the internet, which I think is hilarious. So yeah. Also, he's good at baseball, but I do think you should just vote him into the All-Star game because, like, I do want him there. And I also think that the MLB is rigging the ballots the same way the NHL did. So
We can't have shit.
yeah, but I do think that I will be making Marcie go into it after we're done recording.
Oh. Okay.
You just have to vote. You don't have to put together a full ballot. You just have to put together like the one.
Okay. It'll be
I'm not
fun.
gonna. I'm not gonna make you put together a full ballot. Don't worry.
Thank you. You're too nice to me.
Yeah. What I haven't gotten to the point where I start using like the show's email to vote yet. I think I'll maybe get there one day where I'm using like show's email.
Oh. Ouch.
It's not a bad thing.
No. I respect it.
Yeah. I like putting my little blorbos into the All-Star game.
I do have something to add.
What is it? What do you have to say about Justin Hall?
It's not about Justin Hall. It's about Kerfoot.
Jesus Christ.
Happy Father's Day to our new girl dad, Alex Kerfoot.
Should we? I'd play Permanent Vacation as honor. I am like always terrified we might get copyrighted for it.
We can like do our own cover of it.
That's absolutely not. We are not
Permanent Vacation. All in Kerf's version.
Jesus Christ. I remember I was trying to look for like a slowed down acoustic version of the song so I could make a sad edit of one. After both of them left the Leafs. But I couldn't find
white, the rain.
Yeah, it was gonna all be in black and white and have like a rain filter over it. And it was just gonna be like like almost the same. But yeah.
I don't know if I survived that.
Congratulations to new dad Alex Kerfoot on his dad.
He's officially a DILF.
You said it, not me.
But yeah, congrats to him. Happy Father's
Congrats. Day. Very cute baby. It does not look like a real baby.
No.
I have to stop looking at that picture because I'm not looking at the baby. Anyways, moving on. With that being said, I think that's all from us today.
Yeah, I think that should be all from us. I don't think we should be allowed to speak anymore.
I feel like there was something else I wanted to bring up that was like not at all related to hockey. But I don't think there. Oh, just it was like Wayne Gretzky was playing a round of golf with Travis Kelce and someone else.
As you do.
Yeah. I feel like if I just go, it'll come up. He wasn't wearing shoes though. It was kind of weird. Oh yeah, it was
Oh,
Dustin Johnson. That was just a really weird worlds collide kind of thing
yeah.
of like, okay, yeah, Travis Kelce, Wayne Gretzky, and PGA Tour player Dustin Johnson.
What a
What a oh nope, I wasn't gonna use the word I was gonna say. What a trio.
nightmare blunt rotation.
Nightmare. See, I was going to use a word that I would have used in the past, but then I was told that out of context and not when people know it in a golfing context, it sounds like a euphemism. It sounds like I'm just talking about sex.
Mm, yeah. I'm sorry, I can't stop laughing at this picture. Just,
Why does he look like that?
it's straight up just a granddad with his thoughtless, brainless son. Like not son, grandson.
Also, like the sock tan on Gretzky, insane.
My guy, put the dogs away.
Mental. Why am I looking at Wayne Gretzky's toes?
That's going on the quotes list.
That's to title the episode. See, it's how we gotta generate clicks. And so if I call the episode Wayne Gretzky's toes, generates clicks. Hey,
Not
do you think this is something I've never done? I've never looked at feet foot Wiki Pete. Do you think Wayne Gretzky has a page on Wiki? How many NHLers do you think are on Wiki Feet? There's got to be a lot. They have their toes out. They have their dogs out a lot.
yeah, they never ever have shoes on.
No. Um, like,
Wayne Gretzky doesn't have a WikiFeet page.
no, that's so
No.
upsetting. Does Sidney Crosby have one?
No.
Does any hockey player have one? Connor
Um,
McDavid. He has his toes out a lot. No. What I am noticing is there's not a lot of men,
yeah.
so that may be our mistake.
That's because men generally have icky feet.
Yeah, and if I wanted to look at men's feet, I would look at pictures of Connor McDavid in a hockey locker room.
Yeah. Which
He was standing next to Shania Twain and had socks on that had holes in them. Have some class. You're sitting next to Canadian music royalty and you have your dogs out. Mitch Marner would be ashamed. That's why he were invited to Mitch Marner's wedding.
Oh my god.
Okay, now I do think we have to end the episode here because I don't think I should be allowed to continue talking.
I don't think you should be allowed to continue talking either.
Can you tell that I had an energy drink during class today?
Yeah. Yeah.
I've reached the point where I'm just like, okay, say whatever I want.
It's like this is just a treat for the people that listen all the way to the end.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. The people who listen to all the way to the end just get the absolute best time.
Yeah, you listen to the end and you get us on WikiFeet.
Look, it's either this or it's like, the thing is like, yeah, okay, we don't talk about potential will they, won't they trade Mitch Marner. Instead, because we're able to talk about other things, like, is Sidney Crosby on WikiFeed? The
The
answer
answer
is
is
no.
no.
The answer is no.
Which is impressive.
It's an impressive. It is. He has his dogs out a lot.
He does.
But you know what? Like, that's a man that's been using the same jockstrap since juniors.
Don't remind
So
me.
the fact that he just has his feet out doesn't surprise me.
No.
That thing, like, you know what I'm thinking about though? And I've thought about this for a while because of the things that are in the Hockey Hall of Fame. And because this is spurred off of our conversation we had last week. When Sidney Crosby retires, do you think they put the jockstrap in the Hockey Hall of Fame?
Stop. I think they do.
Because that's like a historical artifact. That thing has seen 3 Stanley Cups, 2 Olympic gold medals, a World Juniors gold medal, a world's like championship gold medal. That thing has seen a lot of success.
Yeah.
That thing has played with Mario Lemieux and faced off against Connor Bedard.
That thing has seen.
That thing
the
is old.
horrors.
That thing is probably older than me. It's probably older than us.
Yeah.
If it's since his junior days.
Yep. That's. Oh.
That, like, if the jockstrap was a person, the jockstrap is graduated high school.
Yeah, it could probably legally drink.
In the in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Which good for Sidney Crosby's jockstrap.
Jesus Christ. Happy belated Father's Day to Sidney. Nope. Not continuing that. We're gonna end the show here.
Yep. Oh my god.
I'm gonna need to like self-reflect after we're done this episode.
Yeah, I think we're both gonna have to just take a long hard look at
Ourselves in
what.
the mirror.
Yeah. What are we doing with our lives?
Hey, we've done 60 of these. We've done so.
Indeed. Oh, I can't believe we've done 60.
We've done 60. That's so fun. I love celebrating milestones.
Yeah. I love celebrating milestones with you.
Okay, that's weirdly romantic.
Yeah.
All right, with that being said, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back on Thursday for another episode. Maybe the Stanley Cup's been awarded. Maybe it hasn't. Who knows? We'll see on Thursday. If it has been awarded on Thursday, I guess then we'll start to, do some prep into the draft and free agency, and I don't know. Maybe we'll start having. We'll have to bring some guests back on.
Yes.
I think
Yes,
so.
we will.
I think we'll organize that. We'll do the heavy lifting for that. But yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. You can find the show wherever you get your podcasts. You can also follow the show on Twitter at From the Fourth Line. That's fourth with the number 4TH. You can follow Marcie on Twitter at 60 Leafs. You can follow myself at PairB1. Thank you guys so much for listening. We'll be back on Thursday, as always. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.